but my question really is like how real is it, and um, how sort of close are you to real results with this? Is it just still like a dream out there, something that we're going to get to, or are you actually driving results from analyzing all that data and doing real like AI work and predictive analytics work? Like
Mm-hmm.
how does it work, and are you getting really results from it?
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good question, and um, I wish there was a more black and white answer to that. But I think it also depends on the company, right? I think there's a lot of companies out there where predictive intelligence is their present, and for us, it's still our future. Like going from a more static approach to a more automated, personalized approach in regards to AI is something that's still in the works, and that's something that we won't be fully on 100% predictive model until 2-3 years, I would predict at this point.
Yeah.
um, and it's something that we're trying to balance. For us, being a publication company, there's a huge reliance on human curation and human resource. We have editors all over the world, that's curating content for the site, for our newsletters, for our apps. And to say that we're going to completely switch over to a predictive model, it's not an easy task. There's something about that that person curation process that shouldn't be glossed over and overlooked. Because at the end of the day, when we're creating those predictive models with our teams, we want to curate a process or create a process within those algorithms that mimic the human state of mind. So it's easier said than done. But we're there. We're working towards it. So it's very much our present, and that's something that's new for us. I want to say that we've really kicked it into full gear this year. But we've been working with algorithms and predictive models for the last couple years. But this year in particular, uh, the term used in office is the radical approach to AI and to predictive modeling. So, whereas before we were doing testing 2, 3 newsletters at a time, now we want to try to multiply that and do 30 newsletters, 100 newsletters, and be in a position where our email channel in particular takes a full automated approach.
Mm.
I'm not sure how realistic is that. I think there's always going to be a need for human curation, and it's nice to know that in the near future the robots won't fully take over our jobs too. But there's something to be said about that, and I think we're going to just work part in part. I think the shift is going to be more towards not necessarily the marketing aspect. It's more towards the data and how we're going to analyze that data. And I think that's really where the role of the marketer is going to be, where we're going to be put in a position where we have to work smarter instead of harder, right? So leave the hard work to the algorithm, but really analyze and have more of that right brain to look at that data. And I think that's where the challenge is. I think
Yeah.
everyone kind of labels themselves as left brain or right brain, but I think
Mm.
there's a point now where especially the marketer has to kind of meet in the middle and really take a analytic approach to
Mm.
data and take a more serious look at data.
Mm.
Because really the we're living in interesting times where we can do this at a rapid pace. We can you know take our channel and automize it 100% if we wanted to, but
Mm.
in doing so we're going to be looking at large amounts of data, especially for a company like Medscape WebMD, where we're getting a million table rows of data a day just by looking at what's going in and out of newsletters, what's going in and out of app,
Mm.
page views and UUs and sessions that we're looking at the site. So because of that volume, it's going to be overwhelming for someone who doesn't have that mindset to look at data, and data could be overanalyzed and
Mm.
perceived as incorrect too. So we want to make sure that we're we are at a good spot where we are looking at numbers, we're confident at those numbers, and we understand the trends that exist. So
Mm,
it's been kind of the mission of us right now to get everyone to that spot, and I think we're not there yet. I think that in I think that's a good spot to be. I don't think you ever want to be at 100%
mm,
confident and that you're running at full speed with automation, because there's always something else that you could do. So I think we're getting to that point, and it's nice to see that we've had exponential growth in trying to get to that goal. So
mm.
this year's definitely a big year for us. Yeah.